Hillary Clinton opens her mouth and says the quiet part out loud by openly calling for Trump and MAGA supporters to be deprogrammed. Let's get started with this. Hey there, welcome to another episode of Uncivil Law, where we learn through the misfortunes of others. If you're enjoying learning more about the law and how it affects you in your life with a healthy dose of sarcasm and snark, make sure to subscribe to learn more about how changes in law are impacting you. For today's headline, we've got a stupid one from none other than Hillary Clinton herself, who just doesn't know how to quit. Like a bad rash, she never quite goes away, and today she's decided we all might need a little treatment, perhaps a little light brainwashing, by openly calling for deprogramming of Trump and MAGA supporters. Well, that doesn't sound nefarious or dystopian at all. Let's learn a little bit more about what's happening. Well, that doesn't sound ominous in any way. So coming soon to TV near you, or perhaps it's actually real life, deprogramming Trump supporters the Hillary Clinton way. Boy, oh boy, I can hardly wait. It's certainly not the biggest surprise that Hillary Clinton isn't the biggest fan of Republicans or those generally on the right, especially those of us who had the temerity not to vote for her so many years ago, and those who actually decided to support the idea of making America great again. Hillary Clinton, of course, at the time, labeled those who supported such ideas part of the basket of deplorables in her infamous remark, now almost 7 years ago. So who's involved in this latest self-own from the Democratic team? Well, on the one hand, we have Hillary Clinton, one-time senator from the state of New York, one-time Secretary of State, and one-time presidential hopeful who thought that she had it in the bag, but somehow managed to screw it up anyway. On the other hand, we have her interviewer, Christine Amanpour, who is discussing with Hillary Clinton how we might proceed into the future with less divisiveness. Well, that certainly sounds nice. I mean, less divisiveness is certainly something that sounds good, but Hillary Clinton has a particularly odd way of going about less divisiveness. What if we had less divisiveness, not by, persuading people, but what if we did it instead by having them deprogrammed? Hillary Clinton, for her part, dropping a Biden-worthy gaffe by asserting that people who support the former President Trump are in fact not free thinkers who merely disagree with her on a whole range of policy perspectives, not merely people who think that she's a particularly bad politician, but instead, we are rather mindless parts of a cult, unable to think for ourselves, unable to reason. We must be saved. And apparently the people to save us are the Democratic Party. How fun. So Hillary Clinton is calling for the open deprogramming of everyone who's MAGA, which I think really means everyone Republican, millions upon millions of Americans who apparently need a mental reset, according to our dear leader. But not Clinton herself, I guess. I suppose she believes that if we were able truly to think for ourselves, if we were truly educated, if we truly were good free actors, we would naturally, of course, agree with her and she would be present. The only possible reason she's not present, I suppose, from her point of view, is because we all been brainwashed. So of course we need to be fixed by her. How exciting. Hillary Clinton, in her never-ending wisdom, openly calling for Trump members to be deprogrammed because they're part of a cult. But not just any cult, oh no. They're the kind that need to be deprogrammed. I suppose by government agents, perhaps who will come to our homes. And maybe they will invade our places of business, a la Ruby Ridge or Waco. Man, that kind of thing has never gone wrong before. Talk about saying the quiet part out loud. I suppose on the one hand, it's somewhat understandable. I mean, who wouldn't want unchecked power to simply coerce their political opponents into being re-educated if they could? Am I right? But perhaps Miss Clinton is wrong in her prescription. If she truly believes in the size and scale of the problem, the sheer number of people that would need to be reformed, according to her, I don't think mere re-education efforts are going to be enough. Perhaps government needs to put on full-on re-education camps. I mean, when has that kind of thing ever gone wrong before? Let's try to dive into the rich irony that's present here. Irony so thick you truly could cut it with a knife. We got someone here who's part of the political elite, the part of the political establishment, the one that was simply supposed to be next in line, the one that was supposed to automatically get your vote and be new president, suggesting that large portions of the American populace that didn't vote for her and support Donald Trump to this day are the kind that need to be deprogrammed. Kind of feels like something out of a dystopian novel, doesn't it? I suppose it does make sense because Hillary Clinton was once quoted as saying her favorite book is 1984. As to what re-education might look like in our current modern era, I think unfortunately we can look to China for some exemplars of what Hillary Clinton might have in mind. I mean, just take a look at communist China under the rule of Xi Jinping and listen to what it's like to live there with their re-education scenarios. Is this the kind of thing that Hillary Clinton wants to bring stateside? So what are some potential outcomes of Hillary Clinton's dream scenarios? Let's play out what that might look like if Hillary Clinton were to get her wish. Hypothetically, all the Trump supporters are somehow brought out of their derangement and into Hillary Clinton's camp. What would that look like? Does this mean that if Hillary Clinton were to get her way, Trump supporters would suddenly start wearing I'm with her badges and maybe singing Kumbaya around a campfire as they try to trans the kids and otherwise bring about their dystopian vision? Is that what she wants? I'm scared. I suppose it is no surprise that this is coming from Hillary Clinton, someone who's never seemed particularly comfortable with people having freedom or liberty or freedom of speech or the ability to speak their mind. To someone who doesn't really value individual rights and has become invigorated by ending the beliefs of those who directly oppose her. Hillary Clinton may not fully understand why people oppose her vision, but I suppose that's not a surprise either because she's the kind of person who has at best only tried to imitate human emotions with varying degrees of success. But for the rest of us, we know how we feel and why, and we don't need some arbiter in truth in the form of Hillary Clinton to become the moral compass for the rest of society. But what do you think? What do you think this means for Hillary Clinton, or perhaps more importantly, the Democratic Party at large? What does it mean for Democrats and how they view Republicans? And what does it mean for our country and our ability to work together as a country? Is there going to be an end of division, or is the only end of division when the other side is reprogrammed, as Hillary Clinton seems to suggest? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll look forward to reading them. Until later, my friends, I've been Uncivil Law, and I hope all is well. Cheers, my friends, and goodbye.